how's it going, everyone? It's your favorite host, Rashed and Christion here. We're back with another banger episode of the 4F podcast. If you guys are new to this channel, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Today we got a lot of great topics here, so we're gonna go ahead and just dive straight in for you guys. So what you think about talking about first, Christion?
Man, so you're a real estate agent, so I know you've been affected by this, and I know you've been hearing a lot about it.
Mm-hmm. That's a big talk.
The new $400 million settlement that the NAR, what is that, National Association
of Realtors.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to elaborate on that, I don't know a whole lot about it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and break it down because I've been seeing a lot of, fear mongering, because that's what happens when most of the time when these situations occur. But at the same time, in my opinion, commission. If you read the fine print. Now, some realtors just don't do their job, and that's the thing. Now, I will say before we really dive into it, a lot of realtors are going to get out of the business. That is going to happen because they don't do nothing. They used to think because people think of them as glorified door openers sometimes. They look at them like that because I say about 80% of them don't do anything. They don't deserve the commission. They don't deserve it. Some of them don't because they ain't actually actively doing what they're supposed to be doing. But if it's a real one that's actually working, he's shielding you legally from a lot of stuff, and doing stuff behind the scenes that they don't tell you about. But I will say it's a double-edged sword because realtors just get looked at with a bad rep. They kind of get looked at as used car salesmen for some reason. Oh wow! People don't like realtors. Realtors, somebody call your phone. That's a realtor.
I love realtors.
Yeah, but you had a good experience.
I've had a great experience.
And you dealt with some good ones, but most people don't deal with some good ones. They deal with some bad ones.
Wow, that's a shame.
So that's why. But I don't judge as a whole, just because you had a bad experience, because you got some realtors that actually do what they're supposed to do and handle their business. So now, the reason people gonna get out of business because a lot of them can't market themselves. They can't show value. They don't understand. Cause it used to be back in the day, I can do this for you, sign a couple paperwork, boom, boom. Now you're in the house. I got my commission out the door. Then a regular person will look at that as what did he do? Why did he deserve 3% of my money on this deal if he didn't do nothing?
Well, that sounds like a good thing. In my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good for the industry does need to clean up because you got a lot of people that think it's gonna be easy. You got the people that be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna become a realtor because it's easy money. I can just sell houses. But no, it's not easy money. I'm telling you, that's it's commission only. And if you guys have ever had a commission only job, it's rough. Yeah, you had one. Yeah. It's rough. You gotta go out there and grind and go get it. And you really gotta have time to go out there and go grind and go get it. That ain't nothing did I tell you about Graham Stephan's course? About real estate. I think I told you that before. Yeah, but Graham Stephan, he's great. He was a real estate agent. He made millions doing it. And basically with him, he was basically saying you really can't do this and do something else. You really gotta be head in. You gotta be he was saying open house every weekend, all that type of stuff.
You wanna tell him about the move you just made?
Oh yeah, I made a big move, guys. See, because I realized I was working in a manufacturing plant and it was kinda this goes into a little time management stuff too. I'll circle back on it. Yeah. But at the same time, like I was just saying, you cannot do this business if you are not full in on it. Yeah. You got to be real in on it. So what I did, I had to leave that job because my time schedule was so messed up to where I was going on a rotating shift. Yeah, it sucks. You go from day to night every month. And you just be tired. Some days you'll get if you're on day shift, you probably got your little good schedule going where you can do a little stuff after work. Mm-hmm. But after you go on night shift, you're pretty much gone. You lost everything. So with that being said, I had to just leave that and get to where I can do it full time now. So I really understand from the standpoint, this is a business that if you really want to succeed and be a good one, you got to actually do what you're supposed to do and work. And with the whole lawsuit and everything, 80% of people don't do nothing. So it's going to be a big industry cleanup. The people that actually do something, they're going to be okay. Yeah. The people that don't do nothing and they can't provide no value, it's over with for them. Because like I said, a lot of people don't understand how to just provide value. Because basically I'm going to have to pitch myself and be okay, this is why I deserve my position. Yeah. Not instead of me just being pushing you off. I can just help you, you know what I'm saying? You can sign this contract, boom, boom, we get in the door. It ain't like that no more. Because and the whole lawsuit commission always been negotiable from the start. Mm-hmm. And I recommend anybody that's looking at buying a home, read the contracts. I know he bought homes and stuff, and he already know. He told me, yeah, commission is negotiable. I already knew that. And then you say anything's negotiable. People don't understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, like, it's gonna clean up a lot of realtors. Now with your buyers, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to tell them up front that, you know, commission is negotiable, and they got to understand, because now I would honestly say either way it goes, most of the side on the other end of the transaction, it probably is going to be some commission, because that will entice more people to look at your home. Like, cause if you're on the listing side, you'll be like, well, hey, look, if you offer a commission, we'll probably have more people looking at it. You know what I'm saying? So I still would. It probably kind of would be the same way a little bit, but at the same time, you got to let that buyer person know, like, hey, okay, well, if we do this transaction, we start looking at stuff. And honestly, you know, people used to honestly never sign a contract until they look at home. You know, like, I don't know if you had done that, but like, as far as a buyer agency agreement, some people don't normally sign it until after they start looking at a couple homes and stuff. But now you got to do it up front. Like, you got to literally tell them, okay, if we're gonna work together, this is what we're gonna do. We need to agree on a commission. If we get to this deal and you like this deal, but they don't offer commission at the end of the table, you're going to have to compensate me. But I mean, honestly, you should understand people don't work for free anyway. But you're going to have to pitch yourself and justify why you deserve to get paid.
It sounds like a great thing.
That's what I said. It sounds like a great thing.
The thing is, in all of my situations, every time I've paid commission, well, actually, now that I think about it, I've never sold a home, so I've never paid real estate commission. The seller
pays your commission.
Yeah,
because you buying, the seller pays your commission.
Right. So, but I mean, it makes sense because it's a marketing fee. If you're a seller, it's like, for example, like Airbnb, we have to pay a fee if we want to post our rooms on Airbnb versus say Marketplace or something like that. You're paying a marketing fee because there's an MLS. What's that? Major listing service.
Major listing service. Multi-listing service. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. So pretty much the MLS is a database that has all of the houses in the area. Whenever you post your house with a broker and a real estate agent, you're pretty much getting more visibility, and the likelihood of you getting your home sold increases a lot. So let's say you want to sell your house for, I don't know, let's say just easy numbers, $1 million, right? Well, if you say, nah, screw that, I'm going to list it and sell it myself. Well, one, how much do you value your time?
Right.
Because you're going to be spending, you know, a few hours a week grinding, trying to get all the paperwork and legal hurdles.
Yeah, legal hurdles. That's
liabilities. And then also, you're having to market the house yourself. How much is your time worth? Because you're spending hours and hours. You know, by the time, if you really value your time, by the time that you get done with all this, and by the time how much longer your house stays on the market, you probably will end up paying more in time and headache than just paying that fee. I mean, paying that commission.
And that's the thing. And I don't know why they don't look at it like that. Because once they really start breaking it down to actually trying to, like, you know, some people are like, man, I'm doing it myself. But when they start actually trying to break it down and do it themselves, they end up realizing, okay, I don't have time to do this, and worried about the legal trouble, doing the paperwork right. You don't want to get sued, man. No. I promise you, you do not want to get sued or get in a situation where, like, somebody got an offer on your house or something like that, and you don't really want to accept it, but you got to take it because it's legal stuff. And it's a big mess like that. So like I said, with this lawsuit, it's the only people that are really just getting so crazed up about it, people that don't do nothing. Because they, like, it's not going to be, you're going to have to pitch yourself now. Like, it's not, if you ain't a salesperson, the strong going to survive here. Like, you ain't no salesperson, you can't tell people, and that's what you should do anyway.
It's sales, bro.
Yeah, it's sales. It's basic sales. Like, but you got these people that just want to do real estate and they think that they ain't got to do too much. Because, like, I ain't gonna lie, with real estate, once you get past your friends and family, it's real. Once you service all them,
it's real sales.
It's a real sales. You got goddamn grind and everything like that. But yeah, like, it's, to me, it's just a whole bunch of fear mongering. Like I say, all you want to do is just make sure that the buyer client that you're working with, just make sure they know, and you got to pitch to them what's the reason that they should hire you. Because they hire you, that's all they're really doing. So if you can pitch to them and they can understand that, you can talk in a way to where they'll understand, okay, well, this is why I'm paying my commission. He's going to market it for me. He's going to get out there and be out there and help me every step of the way I need, guard me from legal stuff and all that. You'll be okay.
I mean, the thing is with a seller, and you were like, let's say I want to sell my house and it's 6% because 3% on my end and then 3% for the buyer. Even if I'm like, hey man, I don't want to do 6%.
Yeah.
Let's do 4.5%.
Let's do 4.5%.
Bro, a reasonable agent is going to be, and a reasonable broker is going to be. Do some of them have minimums?
No,
there's no minimum.
It's all negotiable. Like,
so if you go, let's say on $1 million home, and you go from you were going to pay 6% commission to 4.5%. So you go from paying $60,000 to $45,000. A reasonable realtor and a reasonable brokerage is going to be cool with that.
Yeah, they're going to be cool with that.
You can negotiate it.
Yeah, and also like I'll tell you guys, there's a way to justify it, even like if it's 6%. It's like I said, because I heard this is the method I heard. They were saying like, okay, say you say 6%, but it's also negotiable just because like, let's say, okay, at the end we need some renovations or something that need to be done before it gets closed. You could just fork up one of your percentage of like 1% of your say you started with say you told your seller and buyer and everything, we're gonna start off with 6%, and that's what we're gonna do. And then after that, like if anything comes up, I'll fork over 1%. So we can be like, okay, we'll do 5%. And then that 1%, we use that to cover in these renovations to make sure the deal get closed. So like I said, it's ways you can justify having a 6%. Like I said, all you got to do is just justify why you take your commission. As long as you provide value, you'll get it. That's any form of sales like that. Provide value, people will buy it. You know what I'm saying? But
you're just separating good from great now.
Yeah.
You got
it's gonna get thin, but like I said, it needs to get thin because it's so many. It's so many.
Yeah.
And like the thing about stuff like that, when people start getting out of stuff, it means more money for the person that stays in. And they don't understand that. They be like, oh, well, it's doomsday. No, it ain't doomsday. Like I said, guys, all you gotta do is just make sure you just educate your clients and let them know what value you provide.
Yeah, so I just got off of a 33-hour fast. I want to talk about the benefits of fasting. The health benefits of fasting. So for one, it actually can help regulate your insulin and blood sugar levels. Because it's the further you go from homeostasis, which is just your body's natural state of being, the more you can introduce like healthy shocks to your homeostatic balance, the better your body regulates whatever you are in homeostasis. Homeostasis is just like your natural state of being. An example of that, another way would be like going for an intense run and sprinting and things like that and shocking your heart and making your heart work really hard. And then now whenever your heart is chilling, you're gonna have a better resting heart rate. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
that's why cold showers also.
Cold showers, I heard about that.
It's like a shock to your nervous system, which can improve sleep and energy and your immune system. Saunas as well.
Saunas are good one.
Saunas are also a little bit of a shock because it's an extremity. You know, so you want to introduce healthy extremes to your body as frequently as you can at a healthy rate, you know, and that will increase your overall health. And also, fasting is spiritual too.
It is spiritual, so like I said, it's multiple use cases for it. Like, you go back even to spiritual times, they were fasting, so it has to have. I feel like anything they were doing back then, for the most part, has some benefit.
It does.
And then, but now you actually do your research on fasting. It's so much benefits for it.
Yeah, so many. And I mean, even if you just start off small with sun up to sundown,
I've done that.
You know, just ease your way into it. Don't be extreme. You know. And then after you do a sun up to sundown, you know, try 16 hours. And then last summer I did 24. I felt great. You know, I was drinking my electrolytes and everything. Had a little bit, and no calories, but I had a little bit of caffeine. This last time I had about half a cup of coffee, some electrolytes, 0 calories for 33 hours. And then I rewarded myself with a huge breakfast. Bacon, eggs, you know, toast, the works, delicious. But yeah, you know, I think anything that you have cravings for in life, you should ask yourself, why do you have those cravings, and then try to go without that thing for a prolonged period of time, and that will build discipline and mental toughness.
It will build mental toughness.
Yes, and so like for example, for me, red meat. I love red meat. It's a craving of mine. you know, I can still be good eating like grilled chicken and stuff like that. But something I actually want to try here soon is a red meat fast.
Red meat fast.
Just for like a week.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna be in a bad mood.
I already know you're gonna be in a bad mood. Hey, we can't talk to you for about 2 days. Give about 2 days.
Like steak and everything, bro. A ribeye, juicy with fat on. I love fat.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I'm gonna segue into this is totally off of fasting, but I'm gonna segue because I feel like we covered fasting really well.
Yeah.
A lie that America has been sold.
Yeah.
Is that sugar and carbs, specifically carbs, we need carbs. Like, we need a large amount of carbs. You can be all right with a small amount of carbs, and you can actually be okay with 0 carbs. So I don't do keto or anything like that. I have carbs in my life and everything, but I actually prefer a high-fat diet.
You like a
high-fat diet. So in the late 80s, early 90s, the major big conglomerations, the big corporate food industries, Nestle, all these multi-billion-dollar companies started lobbying Congress. Lobbying is whenever business people will give money to the government, to pretty much pass laws and brainwash the American public. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
They started brainwashing the American public and lobbying for the food pyramid. And if you look at the food pyramid, if I'm not mistaken, carbs, bread and stuff it's near the bottom, or it's on the bottom, and it's one of the most important things on the food pyramid, which is completely false. And sugar and everything. So that's why they started coming out with all these super high sugar cereals and all this garbage that we're feeding our children, these TV dinner bullcrap stuff.
Trash.
And it's around that time you saw a huge increase in the obesity rate in America. And it's because we went from thinking that fat was okay to thinking fat was bad. And what happened is all these big food industries just replaced fat with sugars. Because if you look at something that's low fat, they lower the fat in it, but they just raise the sugar.
True.
And low fat stuff is disgusting. I don't know why anyone would want. You ever had low fat ranch? That junk is disgusting. So
I ain't gonna buy that.
Stay away from it. But man, an avocado, salmon, you know, cashew, dude, fat is good for you.
Yeah.
And if you look at the most unhealthy people, they're people that think fat is bad.
Most of the time.
Bro, I know people that will order a New York strip at the restaurant because it don't got fat on. I don't like fat. They say they flaunt that they don't like fat because they think that's healthy. No, that's false. But they'll turn around and drink a Dr. Pepper or something. So sugar is the worst thing that you can do to your body.
Yeah, sugar. I agree. On sugar,
Man, I can't really think of a whole lot of fat that is really bad for you. It's all about moderation. You know, if I slam a pound of bacon every morning, it's gonna be bad.
Oh yeah.
But I got a buddy that eats a little bit of bacon and eggs every morning. Every freaking morning. He was my roommate back in California. His name's Scott. If some of y'all know Scott that are watching this video, he's a really shredded guy. He does really well in MMA. He wins tournaments all the time. He's a very athletic guy. He's a knucklehead, but I'm just messing. He's a knucklehead, but he's really athletic. I'll give him that. So this guy would eat bacon and eggs every morning. And I thought he was insane. And he did a ton of avocados. I thought he was insane. I was like, bro, what are you doing?
What you doing?
Because at that time I was on a high carb diet.
Oh, okay.
I was huge. I was big, but you know, he was more shredded. And I was like, dude, like, what are you doing? You know, and he was like, actually, you know, fat's really not bad for you.
Was he on a carnivore diet?
No, it wasn't carnivore, but I think he experimented with that, which that is only good for certain people. Like,
I think Joe Rogan did it.
Yeah, if you have autoimmune diseases and things like that, it's actually good for you. Michaela Peterson, Jordan Peterson's daughter, she did it, and her whole body improved. She became like a lot more healthy. Carnivore diet's interesting. It's just meat.
Just meat.
But some people don't do well with the carnivore diet. It's all about your body type.
It's your body type.
And you got to figure out what does the best for you. So some people might actually do better with a little bit more carbs, but you don't know until you try. So for me, for example, I do better with low carb, high fat, high protein. That's what I do best with. I would say that also induces more testosterone as well.
Sure.
if you're eating a lot of eggs, you're eating a lot of meat, and I'd say those things have been actually proven to increase testosterone, which
and also too, sitting on the topic of that, natural supplements too.
Yeah.
I like the natural stuff, like vitamins and stuff. I don't know. I've been hearing bad riffs about them. Yeah, like they were saying, like those are like not really what you need.
You need the fruits and the vegetables.
You need the fruits and the vegetables and stuff, like. Because I was just thinking about it like this. This is my philosophy on that. Back in the day, they really didn't have all the pharmaceutical, big pharma stuff to use that for your body. Back in the day, you had stuff like Shilajit, that's resin, like from the Himalayas and stuff like that. That's really good for energy. I don't know if you tried it.
I heard about it. I need to look into it.
Yeah,
ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha, that's good. Maca root. There's a lot of sea moss. Sea moss is really good. Yeah, that too. Yeah. Stuff like that, like it helps your body out and it's natural. Like all the stuff that you get from your caffeine and all that kind of stuff. I know sea moss, man, that regulates your body, man. Like it gets you on point, like your digestive and all that. It helps people lose weight and everything. And honestly, bro, like I know sea moss and like butterrock root and it's another one. I think bladderwrack. I think all those like it's a certain amount of minerals that your body needs in a day. I gotta fact check it though, but they said with sea moss and those other two, you get all like 108 vitamins and minerals you need for the day.
That'd be I'll have to look into that.
I have to fact check it though, but cause people say anything on the internet just to sell something.
Right.
But it is very beneficial for you, and I feel like if you take it, cause I was hearing like, man, if you take that, like you're actually really trying to fast, take that. That gives you all the vitamins and minerals that you need for the day. You really ain't gotta eat food. Cause that's like the kind of stuff they were doing back in the day and everything like that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but like I said, natural stuff is good for you. Like I said, fats are the only thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, men's mental health. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, man. Like that's a loaded topic. Like I said, it can go so many ways, but I feel like it is overlooked. Mm-hmm. Like people really don't think about men's mental health besides men. Like the whole world as a whole don't look at it as a big thing.
Well, everyone thinks that men have it easier.
Nah, we don't got it easier.
It just depends on your situation.
It depends on your situation, yeah.
Like maybe if you live in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it depends on. Like if you like in America, I ain't gonna lie, America got a bad mental health problem, which they don't talk about.
Men's mental health,
yeah,
right?
Really, men's mental
have we talked about it?
I don't think we really dived into it. So
I don't know if I said it already. That song by Darius Rucker and Dax, "To Be a Man," great song.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we said that or not yet, but
yeah. So like this portion right here gonna be pretty loaded, so you gotta listen to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like people don't understand like how hard men got it because like man, it can be a lot of stuff. Like we kind of. I feel like this is not taking no shots at women or nothing like that. Yeah.
I'll take some shots at women. I don't care. I love women, but
I love women too.
I'm gonna speak my mind.
Yeah, it's like we have to. I kind of do feel like men sometimes do go unnoticed, like because women like sometimes they really don't have to do so much to like because us we gotta go make value into the world for people to kind of notice us. Like we just a bum. Or just like a dude just not doing nothing, people really don't care. Like we're kind of like with them, they can be pretty and I don't want to take shock. I don't want to be like, oh you hate women, you a misogynist. No, I'm not a misogynist. I love women. Yeah. But at the same time,
if you don't believe us, let's listen to our first episode where we talk about a little bit about this as well.
Yeah.
About men and women are equal. Yeah. We believe in the Bible. It says that God took the rib out of Adam's side and made Eve. That's a symbolic for equal.
Yeah.
But we have our certain areas where men are better and there's certain areas where women are better.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about that in the first video.
Yeah, so go rewatch that.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, cause like I said, it kind of gets loaded with that because like some people like, I ain't misogynist, but no, I'm not like that. It's I'm just saying like they don't. I ain't gonna, like I said, 'cause I'm pretty sure women got struggles too, but men on the other hand, like we gotta bring value, and it's like if we like, and it's ultra competitive as a man, like honestly, because every other man on the planet wants what you got or wants what you want. Every dollar that you're trying to make, somebody else trying to make the same dollar you're trying to make. So it's ultra competitive. And think about it, you got an ultra competitive thing right there. People really don't notice you for real, like, or they just tell you. you said something going on with you, what they tell you? Oh no, you got it.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, especially in the black community.
Yeah, black community, yeah.
Like even like we've been guilty of it.
Yeah.
Like I try to be supportive,
Yeah.
but like even with like my little brother and like other friends and stuff, it's like a mental health checkup consists of you good, bro?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It consists of
99% of the time, what do you say? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good, but you really don't be good. Like,
Yeah.
like growing up in like, you know, the black household, like you tell your mom, I'm depressed. You're like, man, go sit down.
Yeah.
Like, you be alright. Go
Don't
to
you dare
sleep.
tell like your black uncle or something like that. Or
Yeah.
You know, your big bro, you know, like a friend or something at school.
Yeah, like
You don't get fried.
that's what I'm saying. Like
That boy soft. Boy, you soft.
Boy, you soft.
Boy, you weak.
Boy, you weak, man.
Unfortunately, showing empathy and showing transparency and speaking your mind and showing that, you know, you have stuff on your mind in a lot of the community, and so we'll say in the black men's community, lowers your ranking and your standard. And
It does,
it lowers your standing because, unfortunately, the tougher you are and the more you don't take crap. Bro, I fought my way through high school.
Yeah.
Ask anybody that I went to school with.
Yeah.
I was always rocking some heads, bro, for no reason.
Yeah.
Just because I just had to fight to survive. You
That's literally how it is.
Ask anybody that, you know, you've heard stories.
Yeah, I heard
bro.
stories,
Like,
yeah.
It shouldn't have had to be like that.
It shouldn't have had to be
but
like
that was how I proved my self-worth.
Yeah.
Like a freaking lion on in the savannah, bro.
And that's how it is. Like, you
it's
gotta
crazy.
do stuff like that.
It shouldn't have to be like that.
It shouldn't have to be like that.
And that's the
You should be
thing is, bro, this is situational. Some women have it harder than some men. Some men
Yeah.
have it harder than some women.
Yeah.
We are talking
I'm glad
about
you said that.
We're talking about the overarching mental health of men in our generation right now in the United States, in our area. We are talking about that there is a men's mental health crisis. If you don't like it, I don't care. Call me up, comment on this video.
Yeah.
I'll debate with you.
Yeah.
This is what's going on.
This is what's going on.
So I will say that there is a men's, and if let's pull up some statistics, man.
Yeah.
Look up suicides.
Yep.
Who has more men?
Mm-hmm.
Dying on the front line, men.
Men.
Who do you call if you get robbed?
Men.
What is the chance that a man's gonna come save you?
That's what I'm saying.
What is the police workforce?
Men.
80%, 70%. I don't know. Fact check me. Probably more than that. Shoot, let's look. The military. If China and Russia wanted to come invade us and loot and pillage everything that you had, what is the percentage of the people that are going to come save us? They're men.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's just a fact.
Yeah, like,
So,
man, like, or even like, think about like all the PTSD men be having from the military and all that kind of stuff. Man, it's just a lot of stuff we go through. If you don't understand that, or like, for example, like we look at a man going on social media. He looking at all these people that got money, and he feel like he ain't doing enough and everything, and like that drives people to commit suicide and stuff. They're like, man, I can't do enough. I can't take care of my family. They like, you always got to. Some men, a traditional man, he wants to take care of his family.
Which is the right thing to do.
Which is the right thing to do,
Yeah.
but sometimes like they just be quiet about the stuff they go through in the process of trying to do that. Like they be struggling, man. And then, like I said, they're like nobody don't really care about them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And, like I said,
I will say, so right here we have the statistic. 86.7% of law enforcement officers are men.
that's what I'm saying. Like, so
Firefighters probably the same thing.
yeah, like I said, not on the massages and stuff, but you gotta look at the statistics from it. Like most of these, most of these
95% of men, firefighters are men. Military is probably about 70.
yeah.
So like, that's the thing, dude. These are high stress jobs.
And these high stress jobs, and that's the
Yeah.
thing. People don't understand that. Like, it's rough out here being a man. Like I said, you gotta build yourself from the ground up. And I think like most of us, I don't know. I think maybe Tate said it or something, but most men have like the same kind of come up. Like we start from no value, but we can make value in ourselves. Like we don't. The world don't give us no. They don't give us nothing really.
No.
Like,
And I will say, we don't support or condone Andrew Tate.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah,
We are open-minded people.
Yeah, I'm
that
open-minded.
I can take something from anybody.
Yeah,
I can listen to a good point from Trump, and I can listen to a good point from Biden.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know?
Like, 'cause everybody,
Yeah.
you know, the internet. Oh, you support this person. Like,
No.
I I don't stand with half of the stuff anybody says.
Right.
And I agree this. You have to be a free thinker.
Yeah.
You have to be able to say, okay, this person's smart at this point, but he's not smart at this point. You got to. Everybody has some good in them to say at some point. But yeah, like, man, it's rough. Like, that's why I like people that just like. But I say that when people start acting how they feel, people start thinking they going crazy. Like, man, cause like. Think about it, like we have to bottle so much stuff in as a man. Cause like, man, like I think if a man act how he really feel and all the stuff he bottles in inside, all like the anger and all that stuff, he gonna do something to somebody. But you have to basically, as a man, you gotta hold your head high. That's what they want you to do. They don't want you to talk about nothing. Hold your head high and just go through life. Hold your head high, not talk about nothing, and just live. That ain't good though.
And
like,
if you think about,
it's good to hold all this stuff in. Like, it's good to talk to people. Like,
I agree.
That's why I said, like, what I do is, like, okay, like, with therapy and stuff like that, my take on that is, like, I mean, you can if you want to, but at the same time, if you got your good friend group around you and everything, yeah, talk to them about your problem. They should be open to, like, hearing what you got going on.
Your pastor.
Yeah, your pastor.
Your pastor, your wife.
Yeah, like, don't just be bottling stuff in, because, like I said, at some point it get too much. When it get too much, that's like, that's when people end up, like, having to off their cells and stuff like that, and that's not good. You should want to get to that point. You're like, man, like, it's a lot of stuff we go through, like, you know, heartbreak, all that kind of stuff. But it does, it's a double-edged sword because it does build you as a man, but at the same time, it can hurt you, man. Cause I know it's been some times I've been like down bad, like, you know, messed up bad, and it happens. And it's like sometimes you feel like you ain't got nobody to talk to, and that's I think what men think like, okay, well, we're so accustomed to just going through life and dealing with it while I talk to people now. Yeah.
I do think that therapy is beneficial though.
Yeah.
It's good to have a third party that you know isn't involved in your personal life. That you can just vent and be open with without any fear of gossip or any fear of how they're gonna feel about you. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know,
I can agree.
That really is a big deal. I don't think anything's wrong with therapy. It's very beneficial.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that was men's mental health. That was, I mean, I feel like we are pretty good, man. We covered a lot. How much more time do we got here? We got about 5 more minutes.
Yeah. So
I will say, I guess we can touch a little bit more on, you know, being a man in the modern day. I think that a lot of a man's value, honestly, it comes from what he provides.
What he provides, yeah. You gotta provide some value.
Yeah, and a lot of women's value does the same. It does the same thing. But I will say there is more value attached to women, even by other women, from how they look.
Yeah, from how they look. And
like, for example, you can have like a super, you know, good-looking, let's say, sorority girl in college who is an absolute idiot and knows nothing. But she just happens to look good.
And then guess what? We got men just trying to throw money, take.
Everyone's gonna treat her good.
Everybody's gonna treat her.
She could go marry a millionaire, and now she doesn't have to work. You know. Versus some ugly dude in the same college class.
He gotta get rich.
He's gonna have to grind.
He gotta grind and get rich.
Because if you're ugly, you got the odds are stacked against you. It is what it is. If you don't believe me, look up the halo effect.
Yeah.
The halo effect is whenever a certain attribute or characteristic is given to you. So say a good-looking person, people assume that person is also smart, you know, good with money, all these other things. So people attribute certain attributes to people because of their looks. And money also can be the halo effect.
Money can be a halo effect. Like, but I will say that too. Money doesn't. It helps you. It amplifies who you actually are. But it doesn't, like, when people start dealing with you, that doesn't retain people. Because people with money, like, as far as like dating and stuff, people that got money sometimes they still can't get no girl. Like, they don't know how to talk to people.
Well, they're gonna attract the kind of girls that
they gonna attract the wrong kind. Yeah, they gonna attract. That's the thing.
Yeah, and one thing is people think that, you know, oh, I just gotta make more money. Well,
that don't help.
Higher pay will not solve your financial literacy problem.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think we talked about, you know your capacity for wealth.
Yeah.
Like think of a gallon of milk.
Yeah.
If you're poking holes in that gallon, then your wealth is gonna fall out. You know.
That's what I'm saying, man. And another thing I do want to touch on briefly before we get out of here is just don't live in fear.
I like that.
Yeah, don't live in fear, because fear is, I like it. I say definition of fear is false evidence of proof.
I like that.
Yeah, you don't live in fear. Like, as a man, you won't have to just go out there and do what you gotta do and do what you feel best. And you gotta don't do nothing crazy, but at the same time, if you got a good group of people around you, they'll support you. Like, 'cause some people be like, I know some men, they be scared to try new stuff, man, because they be worried about perception. I don't live in fear. Like, that's somebody said, I ain't doing why I live in. I don't care about perception, nothing. Like, I just do as I feel. Like, if I go next week, start mowing lawns and stuff, I hope everybody support me when I'm mowing lawns. Like, I don't care about what people, cause like a lot of people, they worry about what their family gonna say. Like, oh, well, I want to start this business, but my family gonna chew me out and be like, man, you ain't gonna make it. Forget them, man. This is your life.
Facts.
You live your life. That as long as you got God in your life, you do what you want to do. Whatever you feel like in life that you want to do it. That's why I say I see like why people like sometimes, you know, Kanye, he look crazy, but at the same time, I see why he acts that way sometimes. Cause he just don't care.
He's just himself.
He's just himself, and like you gotta understand that, like you don't go to that extreme, but being yourself and not living in fear is the best thing you can do as a man. Because like I said, society try to beat into you. Oh, don't do that. Just do it like
average.
this. Be average, yeah. So that's too hard, you know. So you can't do this business. That's too hard, you know. Start your own business though. You need to be a worker, you know.
One of my goals is to leave all of those kind of people in the dust.
Yep.
Everyone that tries to tell me take it easy.
Yeah.
All
like,
those kind of people.
I'm gonna leave them
in the dust.
Yeah, and that's how.
And that's what I'm doing.
That's how all y'all should feel. Leave them
in the dust, man. You know. See ya. Sayonara,
yeah, because
thanks for nothing.
That's how society is. Like they try to beat it and say, okay, just go to work. You're doing too much.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Yeah, take a day off, bud.
Yeah, you don't have to say what you're saving.
Yeah, why you saving?
Why you saving? Just go out.
Also, that's your inner BITCH.
Yeah.
I told my wife I would try to cuss a little bit less on this episode.
Yeah.
You can cuss for me. What's it called?
No, I ain't cussing.
Okay, good. Never mind.
I'll try to keep it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, your inner BITCH, right?
Yeah.
So David Goggins says that. You know, it's like you told yourself you were going to run 10 miles. Once you get the 9, all right, man. Just walk this last mile, bro. Literally, everyone has that in their head. And the more you push yourself towards the best version of yourself, the louder that voice in your head becomes. And like you said about fear, I think that the best version of yourself is on the other side of fear. So,
like I said, you still gonna have to battle it though. And honestly, that's another thing too. Like in life, you gonna have to battle.
Yeah, lean into it
every day. Lean into
your fear.
Yeah, once you get uncomfortable, that's the best time to do it. Whenever you start feeling uncomfortable, that's when you gotta get that.
And honestly, I would say the things that the average Joe tries to tell you not to do, do it.
Do it.
You know, the sheep. Look at the sheep. And look at the people that are followers. Do the opposite of what they're doing, right? Everyone's most people just save 10% and put it in your 401k. Okay, I'm not gonna do that because y'all are probably gonna be just living off Social Security. Because your 401k has a very high chance of dropping. And you know, let's say you retire after your 401k drops 60%. Which has happened several times throughout history, right? And you only put 10% in your 401k. Now you got to survive from 65 to probably 80 or 90 nowadays with that, and then you got bills to pay and everything. Okay, so if I'm gonna do the opposite of just saving 10% and put it in my 401k, the opposite of that to me would be saving 20% and putting it in a self-directed Roth IRA, individual retirement account that I manage, and I'm not paying fees for to some random dude that is just putting it in the index fund and getting average market returns. I beat the market every year, personally, because I manage my money myself, and I don't have to pay fees. A 1% fee over 30, 40 years, man, that's, if you're doing, you know, a few $1,000s a year, dude, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars. So look and study and find out what the average Joe and the sheep are doing and do the opposite.
Do the opposite. Most of the time.
Go the opposite way. Look at Kanye, bro. He's crazy, but he's crushing it.
He's crushing it. Like, the crazy thing about him, he's independent now. He got #1 out.
Bro, he can do anything.
Yeah, like he lost everything, like lost bank accounts, all that.
You can lose everything, bro. Richest Man in Babylon. They talk about in that book. You can lose everything, and then all you need is your mindset.
Oh yeah,
no one can take your mindset away from you.
Nobody can take your mindset away from you.
You know?
And that's if I don't take away nothing else from the video, take away that your mindset. That's a great thing you got.
That's why millionaires there's plenty of them that go bankrupt all the time.
Yeah.
And then
they come
just
back.
like that, they're
They come
back.
back. Like,
Well, that should tell you something. It's not about their parents, because
No, they ain't about
most millionaires in America are first generation.
Mhm.
It's not about their parents. It's not about their start. It's not about this, and this.
Yeah.
It's about, a lot of the time, it's about their mindset.
Their mindset, yep.
You know?
Yeah,
So.
yeah, as long as you got a good mindset and like I said, you do what you gotta do, you're gonna be okay.
Yep.
And like I said, just don't live in fear.
Mhm.
Go do the opposite of what the herd is doing, and you're gonna be okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, like I said, I think we covered a lot of great stuff here. Like I said, you might gotta rewatch it to uncover everything that we talked about here. But hope you guys enjoyed the podcast and everything. If you guys are new again, you know what I'm saying, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It really helps us out a ton. It's Rashed here and Christion. We're off here. You guys be safe. Enjoy a very blessed rest of you guys today.